Welcome back. You're watching Power Talks. We are in conversation with Nepal's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Honorable Sujata Koirala. Honorable Minister, Nepal's new government was formed in a very unnatural way. Both the Prime Minister and yourself lost in the CA elections. How do you justify your position as heading the government as the Foreign Minister?
I can't talk about others, but in my case, in my constituency, it was very difficult to go for election. You can say that I can say that there was no election. All the booths were captured. All the people, my supporters, they couldn't go and vote. The whole environment, there was a lot of criminal activities. All the, this underground activities of the, what you call, I won't say terrorist, but rebellions were in my constituency, and it was not very easy for us to go out and campaign. I couldn't go house to house, door to door campaigning. It was not possible. Everywhere I went, I was attacked, and there were 3 bombs blasted. And I asked Home Ministry and I asked Election Commissioner to cancel my election and do re-polling, but I didn't get any positive response. And police were also inactive. Perhaps they were scared to come out. And it was a hopeless case, I can't tell you. It was just a hopeless case. I think it also came out in the newspaper. Even a baby was going, small child under 12, 11, 10 years were going and voting. And I declared that this has been an unfair and election, and this is no election. So I went out of the campaign, and I went out of my constituency and went and stayed in Biratnagar. I didn't even go for the counting because that was meaningless. There was so-called no election, but we were told that we have to accept this election because it is very important, this CA election, and we have to accept it. So we accepted it, and election. So it was no free and fair election.
This is a strong allegation against the Election Commission and also the foreign observers who were here and declared free and fair elections of Nepal.
No, because in many cases they couldn't go everywhere, they couldn't travel everywhere. They don't, sometimes Nepali tricks and conspiracy are very difficult for foreigners to understand. So perhaps they didn't understand the whole thing, and they wanted stability as soon as possible. This is what we also wanted. That's why we accepted. Also my father, who was himself a Prime Minister, said that we have to accept this election because we have to say this, the election we have to accept because there has to be stability. We have to bring somehow Maoist into the mainstream of politics and democracy and parliamentary system. So we accept it for the country's sake, for the people's sake. We even today I will accept. But since you asked me here, I have to tell the truth because your question was very hard. So I have to tell you the truth.
There were also criticisms about your father favoring you against your party's unwillingness to accept your leadership. What is your say on this?
I don't think so, because I have last 18 years I am in active politics. I have sacrificed a lot for the sake of the country and for politics, and so I don't think he has favored me. It is the people and parties, majority of people who supported me, and they still support me. I am very confident about that.
How do you view the family politicians dominating politics in South Asian nations, including your own family in Nepal?
I don't come into politics. You don't jump into politics just for the sake of politics or for the glamour. But it is for the sake, and especially South Asian politics is not a glamour. It is very tough and very difficult, So we are involved in politics because of the situation. We grew up with politics. We were all in hard days and good days. And I have seen how my father has been taken to prison. He was 7 years continuously in prison, and then 19 years altogether fighting for democracy, fighting for the right of the people, for human rights. We have seen that, we have suffered, So that is the reason which drags us into the politics, to change the society, to change the lifestyle of the people, to give better life to them. We have promised them. So this is what I always feel guilty, that we haven't been able to give something for our people, what we have promised, especially my family, my father, my grandfather, everybody who are in prison. I have only seen prison in my childhood. So I think it is not a favor. It is this is what everybody sees. I have also myself, I have not come because I am his daughter. I have come in politics because I have worked. I have not just come. I have won election of Central Committee member. I am also a member of Central Committee, and he has not nominated me. I have been elected by the party workers. And I think I have support from the party. A large group of party is supporting me, and I am very confident, and I am very happy about that. And I feel also responsible for them because they have given me so much support.
Nepal is the only country in South Asia where we haven't had a female prime minister. Are you aiming at becoming the first one?
No, when I never thought about becoming prime minister, because my father was 18 years almost always in power and always as a prime minister. I have seen also what prime ministership is. I have also seen what hard life is. I have seen everything. So to be a prime minister is of course not only my ambition. My first ambition is to bring change in the country and to bring change in our party, and to give better life to Nepali people. So for that I am doing politics, and I will continue. Whether I become prime minister or I don't become prime minister, I will continue my politics.
Your father has held very high position in politics and leadership in Nepal for almost half the century. Is he going to pass you that formula with which you can thrive in politics for a long time as well?
No, I have seen his dedication. I have seen his love for the people, his sacrifice, and his hard life. There was also time when there was very hard life. He has been to prison so many times, and I have seen a lot of positive things about him. Nobody is perfect. I am sure he has also not been perfect person, but I am very sure that more qualities he has. So I am that has also encouraged me in going to politics and to do something, to fulfill his thoughts, or how you say, his vision.
In your childhood, during your school vacations, you had to go to jail to meet your parents, both your father and mother. How was that experience like?
Oh, that experience was not very good. But as a child, when you go back to school and with your friends, you forget. But it's always in the backside of your mind. I remember praying to God every morning, please release my father, please release my mother, When I was young, I was brought up by my grandmother, who was a lovely person and who used to tell me a lot of stories and encourage me. And that's why I was inspired to do social work. And she used to tell me stories of, I didn't know my father because I was only 5-6 years old when he went to prison. I was always already a grown-up lady, when he came out from the prison. So I hardly had communication with him. I didn't know how to handle him, or he didn't know how to handle me. And my mother died soon after he came out from the prison. So it was a very hard, tough, childhood. But anyway, I think that has also given me sense of feelings, to do something. So I always see that also in a positive way.